Hello everyone at home and welcome to another episode of The Screenshot. This week we're doing something a little bit different. We said, you know what, let's take our members of the CITE Youth Network, bahlale phansi basitshele thina what Gen Zs are thinking. So they sat down and they told us, ukuthi Gen Z is leaning towards what when it comes to self-identity, when it comes to social media, what's cool and what's not. So we're joined by Melokuhle and Bradley and they're going to take over The Screenshot this week. So stay tuned.
Question number one, what is self-discovery and identity?
So yeah, from a deeper understanding or from a nuanced point of view, I feel like self-discovery is a precipice or a point in time in your life where you have now discovered certain attributes about yourself as a person. You have now achieved a certain level of self-actualization as a person. You now know what makes you tick as a person. You now know what makes you motivated to achieve certain things. You now know what makes you as a person. I don't know if I'm making sense, maybe.
I believe identity is who I am, and I believe self-discovery is knowing who I am. So basically this could entail me knowing my likes, dislikes, strengths and weaknesses. Simply that could be it, and me actually working into how my identity can help me grow as a person.
When you look back at your childhood, do you remember feeling more connected to Zim culture or to the cartoons that you watched?
I grew up watching Power Rangers.
My favorite was Super Strikers. I wanted to be a striker for Man United.
So because what has happened throughout the years, right? We feel like the culture of our own heritage is something that has been eroded away from our minds. It has been eroded by, number one, the cartoons that we watch, the music that we watch, the source of entertainment itself. Like, you find ZBC, it's a free-to-air channel, right, on DSTV. But then the content that is there is not something that we want to watch. Because we say maybe it's because it's homegrown talent, it's homegrown entertainment. We want to watch something that is different, something that is as a whole embodiment of, that does not embody Africanism as a whole, and being a Zimbabwean as a whole. I don't think it's...
But when I think about it generally, like, I don't remember any Zimbabwean cartoons. Tell us in the comments, Zimbabwean cartoons. Do you remember any, my brother? Or let me say I've never watched any.
During my time, like, I still remember this one. Was it a cartoon or was it a
He's
series?
forgotten again. What's happening to the generation of today, Bafet? But nonetheless, we continue.
Do you think that early exposure to Western media shaped how we view what's cool, what's smart, even more than our homes and our schools did?
What's cool, what's smart? Those are deep words, to be honest. Cool and smart. Currently, we would frame cool and smart in the sense of how I am treated by the people that I walk upon. In the sense of how the people react and how people act upon me when I am doing a particular thing or wearing a particular something. So what's cool and smart is most definitely, in a sense, not of our own, but of someone else, because...
If I look like Drake or if I look like Kanye West, then I'm cool.
Exactly.
But then if I look like, let me not name certain people, but then if I look like you, I'm not cool because you're irrelevant.
If you look like me,
yes, because
me, my brother,
what we consider cool is what is relevant. And when you dwell in the island of irrelevancy, you're not cool. That's what we now disguise or discover, that we've discovered within our culture or within our generation, that we want to be relevant. And how do we become relevant? We become relevant by following or idolizing people who are already dwelling in the island of irrelevancy. You see, that's how it is.
Okay. So my brother, you're saying we are not cool because we are... My brother, it's too much. I'm not cool, guys. I'm hurt, but it's fine. Yes. So what's cool and smart is something that's not of our own origin, in a sense. So what's cool and smart? Tell us in the comments. What's cool and smart?
I feel like, to be honest, what's cool and smart should be what makes you as a person. You see, you should not base away or run away from who you are as a person, just because you want to look like someone else. But being cool and smart, I feel like it should run deep into your veins by being you as a person. Yeah, so that's why I consider cool and smart.
But an Air Force is smart, but it's fine.
So do you admit that the Western influence has penetrated how society perceives what is cool and smart in the Zimbabwean context?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like the Western culture has an influence on us as people or as Zimbabweans. For example, take this polo thing that I'm wearing. It's a Ralph Lauren, by the way. Whether it's original, whether it's fake, irrelevant to this topic. But then, if I had to pull up here, half naked and only have maybe, what do you call this? What is the waiting? Covering the top of, maybe someone will say, yeah, he looks African. Someone else will be like, no, he looks naked.
He's crazy.
He's crazy. But then I feel like we have now taken a lot of things from the fashion, from the music, from the movies. We take it from the Western and we want to habitate within that Western culture. I feel like we don't want to put our own things into the circle of things that matter. We just want to take the Western culture and make it like same as a measure of whether you're better, whether you're literate, whether you're living like the A-lister life. I feel like if you're a Western person living in Western Induced life, then the society would definitely say that. Yeah,
Now that I think about it, there was once a guy that came to my neighborhood wearing his kumba and all that. I think maybe he was tossing or something. I don't know, but we were like, the sneaker, what is he doing? You know, we thought he was crazy. But apparently it's our culture and we were supposed to embrace that. And I regret that. Now I think I would have said hi to the guy. But yeah, we're no longer there. We're here now.
Yeah, definitely.
You know.
Do you think social media, platforms like TikTok and Instagram, are helping us express our Zimbabwean identity or are erasing it?
You see those things that
My brother, it's like...
So what is happening is that in Zimbabwe, like if you're a TikToker, for example, you find yourself with like 2,000 likes, and amongst a population of like 10 million, then cutting it down to maybe 4 million people access the internet. You see, now we see that there's lack of local support for content that is like homegrown content. We want to abide, we want to take culture from outside, we want to take South African culture, the United States, whatever, what they do, then we want to like put it upon ourselves, and we now classify that as good content as long as it's not what homegrown induced content. So I feel like media is washing away what matters or what makes us Zimbabwean. It is washing away the patriotism that we have within our veins, and it's going to make us like we're being a diluted, we're now a diluted society. Don't you think so? Yeah, I think so. I think that's how it is.
I mean, I think content did not originate from here. When we first started seeing TikToks, Instagram Reels and all that, they were already Western motives and ideas that were presented upon us. You know, the problem is not with the social media in itself, but it's with us as individuals. Why? Because we choose to do trends that are not of our own. We choose to create content that is misguided and not indigenous in itself, to be honest.
Even if you choose to do that content, you get less likes.
But
because the society is not longer basing on that.
So you're succumbing, my brother. Let's not succumb
to pressure.
We're supposed to stick to our own roots, own identity, cultures.
Yeah.
You know, like let's do something. Let's create content, Zimbabwean, African, whichever kind of content, but let it be yours.
Yeah.
Ooh, I hope we learned something from what these guys told us today. So make sure you leave a like, comment, add on to what they say. Do you agree? Do you not agree? Shelen, we're open to suggestions. We're also open to suggestions on what we should talk about on the screenshot. So make sure you follow us on our social media pages. Follow us on Facebook, X, Twitter, TikTok, Sikona. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and let's keep connected, guys. Until next week, bye.